Yeah, it's gonna cost him.
You leave the door so wide open, don't you?
Yeah.
And Maldonado is like a dog after a rabbit. He is really worrying Valsecchi hard here, and look, there's not even a car between them. Down in the dip there, as they climb the hill, it seemed to be a little drier than anywhere else. Petrov's right with them, everybody else is hanging out at the back.
He's through.
Or is he though?
Yeah, because
he's not. Oh, and behind, Jelmer Berman goes off. And yes, and here comes Petrov as well. Valsecchi's lost a lot of momentum. And Petrov senses the opportunity, lunges to the inside.
Yeah, what cost Valsecchi there was being put onto the curbs by Maldonado. Maldonado did very well. He put him onto the curbs. There's no grip on there. You can't get the power down, and that's why he lost all that speed. Yeah,
absolutely, like sheet ice in these. I mean, it can't be much fun anywhere, even less fun on the curbs. And Berman coming back in the background, trying to retake his 4th place from, I guess that's Roldan Rodriguez. In these conditions, oh no, it's not. That's Hamad Al Fardan, who has come up from 9th on the grid. So the Bahraini driver doing very well in very non-Bahrain. Yeah. Well, listen, if you've spent a couple of years racing in British Formula 3, at least it's better than snow. Let's have a look again. Against Valsecchi hunting for grip, and Maldonado doesn't seem to have to, though, Gareth.
No, certainly made it look pretty easy, didn't he, as we see...
that was Berman going off in the background,
yeah. As you can see, Valsecchi comes off the curbs, he's already losing momentum there. Petrov much quicker, just sweeps around the outside.
And is that a difference in driver style slightly, where maybe Valsecchi needs that, you know, constant cornering of the car, and the other two are a bit more picking up by the scruff of the neck?
It could be also a setup of the car. Don't forget, obviously different teams set cars up differently in the wet, and I drove for Durango, and in the wet the car, I mean, it was 10 years ago, but the car was never that great then, so whether they've learnt lessons since then or not doesn't appear so.
Well, no, it doesn't, because Maldonado and Petrov are leaving Valsecchi a long way behind. That's a big lock-up.
Who was that, Kobayashi?
Was that? Well, I think that was Kobayashi, yes.
Big old moment. He nearly lost it in the braking. He actually did very well to keep hold of it.
Well, he only lost 1 place. That was almost like Nelson Piquet last weekend, wasn't it, where the thing just went flying straight on. Very, very difficult conditions. It's hard to overemphasize just how tricky the track is at the moment. There's yesterday's winner, Nunez. Oh, my word. That's a view back from Alvaro Parent, I guess. Well, they didn't get him. They nearly had him.
Yeah, these conditions, I mean, don't forget, we've got 600 brake horsepower here. These cars are very, very stiff. Even in wet settings, they're very stiff. No traction control, no driver aids to help you.
No, really, very, very touch and go. And that's why the field is probably quite so bunched up. You can't really see where you're going, although actually the visibility, the spray levels are much lower now than even 2 or 3 laps ago.
Yeah, I mean, it does dry very quickly because you've got such a very high ambient temperature. It does dry off very, very quickly. Once the rain stops and you get a few laps of these cars, which you can see the big fat tyres, they lift the water off very efficiently from the racing line. So within a short time, you've actually got a decent half-dry racing line, but offline it's very wet still, so it's hard to pass.
Yeah, not much fun. Michel Herc in the yellow DPR car. DPR, one of just 2 teams who have yet to score any points this season. FMS haven't scored a single point either in the GP2 Asia campaign this year. So both of them really could do with a bit of a boost in performance somewhere. Well, Valsecchi starting to close a little bit in 3rd place. Nunez still in 4th. Apologies for the total dearth of graphics. Unfortunately, that's completely beyond our control. And seems that the rain may well have got into the system somewhere. All these electronics that are used to convert timing and scoring impulses into TV graphics. Somewhere there's a gremlin in the machinery. Oh, my goodness. And again, even after 4 or 5 laps, cars very difficult to hold on the road.
And that's an illustration of how you need to get your brake balance absolutely perfect. What happened there was he just locked his rears as he braked for the turn. Just snatches very, very quickly and just makes the car snap sideways. So you've really got to make sure I mean, it's a duty in these conditions is you're constantly changing your brake bias, front to rear, front to rear.
Yeah, they need adjusty front flaps, don't they, like Formula One cars? And in fact, possibly that might be a very major factor in the Grand Prix here if the weather is like this as well. So Alvaro Parent hung on in that 7th place, battles all the way down the order, as still Maldonado leads the race. "12 laps of the race remaining here in Malaysia, and still Pastor Maldonado leading from Vitaly Petrov. Davide Valsecchi, the poleman, in 3rd position, and trouble for the DPR team down there. Kamui Kobayashi, championship leader, still out of the points. In the sprint race, they only go down to 6th place. Alvaro Parent and Roldan Rodriguez have been hard at it. They're now down to 9th and 10th, so they've both got off, and the challenge for the lead. That's a good move from Petrov as well. Slightly caught Maldonado napping.
Yeah, didn't make much of an attempt to defend that, did he? He seemed happy to allow him through without a battle.
Yes, Petrov came up the inside fast, and I don't think Maldonado is even remotely aware that that was going to happen.
Well, seeing as there's only 2 places to overtake on this circuit, and that's one of them, you've really got to keep your eyes peeled at the places that matter. Yes,
you've got a decent long straight as well going up to it, so it's not like he sort of sandbags coming out over a brow or something. Nonetheless,
he's absolutely streaking away too, isn't he? Absolutely leaving him for dead.
Well, maybe there's your reason that Maldonado didn't do anything about it. If you think back to Lewis Hamilton in Turkey all those years ago, coming from such a distance behind, the driver may well have thought, okay, well, he's not coming in from that distance. Unfortunately, Petrov was, and Maldonado found himself almost run out of room. But again, that almost looked like a lapping move, such was the speed differential between them.
Yeah, it was a good clean move too. It wasn't like he sort of struggled to make the apex. He made the apex quite comfortably and stayed right on line. It was good manoeuvre.
Yeah, it's a nice late turn into there and a sort of late apex as well to get you onto the straight. So left Maldonado with precious little to do. So Maldonado having led the early half of the race nearly. Now Vitaly Petrov out front. Valsecchi still 3rd ahead of yesterday's winner Nunez. Alfardan on target for a good result for him. Rodolfo Gonzalez in 6th ahead of Kamui Kobayashi. So Kobayashi with Yelmer Berman behind him. That won't be an easy ride for Kobayashi either.
You can see there Perez is a man on the move. He's 11th at the moment. He started 22nd. So he's made 11 places up. Going very well.
Looking there at 24 car of Yelmer Berman. So James Jakes never did recover from that first lap spin. Yesterday's podium finisher for the Supernova team. And in fact, he was credited with the fastest race lap as well, James, even though it was his teammate, Javi Villa, who actually set the fastest lap. But Villa had stalled at the start and was a lap behind, so didn't finish in the top 10. And because of the no points grabbing rule, he didn't get the point for fastest lap. So James Jakes did.
Indicates Supernova got their car sorted for here, isn't it?
Yes, aiming towards the right direction.